and welcome to another Beauty Doctrine video. This is where beauty meets health. My name is Nadia Ben-Shakroun, your guide to healthier skin naturally without interventions, without carcinogens, irritants, hormonal disruptors, or medical procedures. Just great skin from the inside out and the outside in. Let's begin. Today's video is inspired by one of my clients who texted me the other day asking me about how to collagen bank. And so I had to pause and figure out what collagen banking is, and that took me on this deep dive on the internet. I found many sponsored videos by many dermatologists and plastic surgeons that promote this one product.
I'm a doctor, and here's a hard truth. Starting in our 20s, we lose up to 1% of our collagen per year. I've partnered with Neutrogena and Amazon to show you how the Neutrogena Collagen Bank products can give you stronger collagen and plumper, glowing skin. It starts with the patented micropeptide technology, which encourages your body's natural collagen production. Collagen Bank with SPF 30 helps protect your skin from the harmful UV rays, which can deplete our collagen. And the Collagen Bank Nighttime Moisturizer has bakuchiol, which is an antioxidant that can further help to protect your skin. The lightweight, invisible texture absorbs easily into the skin, and it's from the #1 face care brand Neutrogena. Buy the Collagen Bank Duo on Amazon.
And what a genius marketing, like absolutely genius. So there is this global brand that came out with a new product. I haven't even known of it because I am in my own lane focused on clean ingredients, but it's a product that's been out there I think for a few months, and it has the word bank in the name. Of course, to promote this product, dermatologists are being paid to talk about this concept, collagen banking, and link it to this one product. Well, here's something really great to this actually. I love the term collagen banking. I've been talking about collagen banking for many years, just not using the word bank. So the principle is really great. So this is an opportunity for me to go into what collagen banking is as a principle, why we should adopt it, and then of course we'll touch on that product at the end and see if that's going to contribute to the banking. So why do I love this term? Well, think of collagen banking as you building up your savings account for your skin. The earlier you start investing, the better off you are in the long term. What that really means is that we need to focus primarily on prevention. In order to build that collagen fund, we need to be doing two things concurrently. The first one is preserve on one hand, and the other one is to rebuild. And yes, our bodies are able to do that. We can generate more collagen, we can keep stacking and rebuilding it. And of course, as I always look at anti-aging through the functional beauty lens, I created 5 steps to collagen bank. Step number 1 is to protect. So you protect the collagen that you already have, and you do that via responsible sun exposure. The key word that I emphasize here is responsible, because I've seen people take this to an extreme where they are avoiding sun exposure completely, and that's a huge mistake because they end up with vitamin D deficiencies, and that can be responsible for many disorders, skin diseases. Just to avoid a wrinkle, we don't want to be causing other issues. And so responsible sun exposure is really going out in direct sunlight, either in the early morning hours or later in the day, just not when the sun is at its peak, and getting about 15 to 20 minutes of direct and protected sun exposure. And when I say unprotected, that's really anywhere on the body, so arms, back, legs. But I always underscore the importance of using a great mineral sunscreen that's non-nano zinc, that's preferably tinted. So protect the face, because that's where we see, aging happen over time. So definitely go ahead and use that sunscreen on your face, but let the sun sink in through other areas of the body. Other ways that we can actively protect our collagen is to not actively destroy it. And so the things that destroy your collagen the fastest are 2 things. One is smoking. So when you smoke, you actually deplete your body of vitamin C. Of course, you're also introducing lots of toxins that increases your toxic load. You're poisoning your body slowly. And with that, you will show really fast signs of aging. And then the second piece to it is is to manage or reduce your intake of carbohydrates or anything that's perceived by the body as sugar, because sugar causes glycation, and that's what breaks down collagen from the inside out. The second functional beauty pillar to collagen banking is to replenish. So as we're protecting that very precious collagen, we need to be replenishing as we go, because it just naturally declines, right? When we're protecting, it still might be declining very slowly, because aging is a dynamic process. We're aging every single day. Our mitochondria is slowing down, our fibroblasts, which are the cells that are responsible for creating that collagen, they slow down, and we'll get to how to energize them later. But let's talk a little bit about how to replenish those collagen reserves. Many of us women are guilty of this, is not consuming enough protein. Somehow eating steak is reserved for men, such a manly thing. And then women are socialized to eat lighter meals, soups and salads and things like that to watch your figure. Actually, you can gain weight if you're not consuming enough protein, but that's for another video. But strictly keeping it to skin and to collagen, when you consume enough protein, you are giving your body the raw material that it's going to use to start replenishing that collagen that you're losing. You can't make new collagen if you are not consuming enough protein. In fact, if you, and you probably have experienced this, let me know in the comments if this happened to you when you go on, strict diets, for example. If you're restricting your calories, you'll start noticing that you're shedding hair. You lose hair, you also lose a lot of elasticity. And that's because the main component of hair, that's protein. It's called keratin, while the main component of skin is collagen. So you need to ensure that your body is getting ample amounts of protein every single day so that it can create that raw material to replenish and regenerate your tissues. High quality protein choices could be wild-caught salmon, grass-fed pasture-raised beef, as well as pasture-raised eggs. And then as far as vegan options, they're a little bit tougher to get, all of your essential amino acids from, but you can always try. If you are really deliberate and if you do your research, you can get there, but you got to have a varied diet that has lots of nuts, seeds, and beans. And part of your protein intake should be collagen and bone broth. They have a different amino acid profile that contributes to that suppleness of your protein, even your joints. You get that elasticity, that maintained hydration within the skin when you consume collagen as part of your larger protein intake. As far as options of collagen, there's only one good option. I don't recommend bovine, I don't recommend chicken because of the extraction methods and hormones and antibiotics and all those things. So the best option for your collagen intake should be wild-caught marine collagen, and I have great options on my website that you can check out. Bone broth can also be an excellent choice for collagen. Bone broth can come from chicken and from bovine because it is extracted from the bone rather than the hide, because hides are soaked in chemicals to remove the hair. So the quality and the source of collagen matters so much. I also have an excellent choice on my website that is a powdered bone broth that I now add to most of my meals. The third step to functionally collagen bank is to stimulate that collagen synthesis. And so we've talked about giving your body the raw material, which is the collagen, the bone broth, and the protein, but now your body needs to actually take that material and start synthesizing collagen. There are a few things that prevent it from doing that. And so the very first one is deficiencies in certain minerals and certain vitamins. So if you don't consume enough vitamin C specifically, your body cannot even begin to synthesize that collagen. And the second thing is minerals, the most important of which are going to be silica, zinc, and copper. The fourth step to proper collagen banking is to re-energize. And by that I mean re-energizing your fibroblasts as well as the mitochondria. You can do that with powerful antioxidants. You can do it with NAD, NMN, all these longevity supplements. They do wonders for your body, even glutathione. So I have a supplement guide that you can access. I'll link it up for you below. It's completely free. And that's your guide on those longevity supplements. And there are a bunch of other guides that you can refer to as well. But back to our topic here, how to re-energize the mitochondria. Again, you do it with supplementation as well as with red light therapy. Red light therapy is one of those phenomenal hidden gems. It's not so hidden anymore. I've spoken about it for many years now on TikTok, and it really picked up steam. Now everybody's talking about it. Thankfully, that's a great thing. But red light therapy is an easy, non-invasive treatment that boosts your mitochondrial energy, and that's an important thing. If you can get to boost that energy, that means our body function is enhanced. So there is much better collagen production, there's much better hair growth, there's also reduction of inflammation. Yes, we age because of all the things that I mentioned, like the sun and sugar and smoking, but we also age because of our environment. And I worry about this, especially now I'm recording this during the holiday season. And so people start buying and gifting all these toxins that really pollute our indoor environment that comes packaged in like pink bows. And by that I mean fragrances, room fresheners, candles, all these really pretty things that we bring into our environment, and they're actually really highly carcinogenic. They're highly aging for us. And that leads me to the fifth pillar of collagen banking from the functional beauty approach, and that is to detox. So imagine our toxic load, like I was talking about, our environment, but also our internal toxins that our liver makes as a result of our diet intake. We need to find a way for all of those toxins to exit the body. We can't let them build up, because guess what? They're building up. They are contributing to aging and to collagen degradation. A proper detoxification requires a couple things to be present. The first one is creating that environment within your body for you to be able to push out toxins. And so by that I mean consuming foods and drinks that help pull those toxins out of the body. Greens are a good example, cruciferous vegetables, spirulina, chlorella, all of those are mandatory, I feel, in any diet. Sweating is important. Exercise, using sauna properly. So I don't like go into an actual sauna. I love the ones that you actually wear, those blankets that heat up your entire body, your core temperature, so you can sweat, so you can also lose weight without exposing the face to a lot of heat, because as we know, heat can age your face. The other piece of detoxification is optimizing your sleep, because when we sleep at night is when the body is regenerating, it's also pushing out toxins, it's repairing. And so if those things are not happening concurrently, you're gonna have a really hard time holding on to your collagen and replenishing that collagen loss. Now that we've covered the most essential parts or contributors to collagen banking, and those are your lifestyle and your diet, let's talk about topicals. As I mentioned earlier, vitamin C is a powerhouse when it comes to anti-aging. So I was talking about vitamin C internally as a trigger and a precursor to collagen production. It works very similarly topically. So it's a very powerful antioxidant, and I've made some videos about vitamin C because you can do it wrong. There are a lot of products out there on the market that have a really oxidized vitamin C, or that's sensitizing, or that's unstable. So you got to pick the right form of vitamin C. I have a few amazing options on thebeautydoctrine.com, so you can check them out there. I will also link them down below in my shop. Next is niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of those forgotten ingredients. I hear it here and there relative to, let's say, acne or hyperpigmentation, but it should be a staple in everybody's supplement intake as well as topical application. Niacinamide is simply vitamin B3, and that is so essential to maintaining skin hydration, skin clarity. It helps with anti-aging, it helps with collagen production. It has been shown to increase fibroblast function as well as reduce glycation. Next class of ingredients that can be super helpful to protecting and replenishing your collagen topically are peptides and amino acids. They are, just like I alluded to earlier talking about diet, they are the raw material. They're the building blocks of collagen. Your skin cannot absorb collagen as it is, as a molecule topically. So if you use serums and creams that have those little tiny amino acids or peptides, that they can contribute to that firmness in the skin by helping boost your collagen reserves. Next is retinols and retinol alternatives. As you probably know if you've followed me for a while, I'm not a fan of tretinoin or any prescription powerful retinoid because they come with a long list of side effects, lots of inflammation. Not worth it. It's really just kind of a fast way to peel off that skin to see less visible wrinkles, but at the same time you're causing lots of inflammation, irritation, sun sensitivity, opening the potential, creating that potential for interactions with the sun and having pigmentation and so on. And so you can get that vitamin A obviously in your diet, but also topically in much more gentle concentration. Bakuchiol, rosehip oil, even some gentle retinols or gram active retinoid. It's actually a really great retinoid alternative that Bloom Effects Overnight Retinoid Serum. That's excellent. That's pretty much the only retinoid that I've allowed on my website because I've tested it, I use it myself, and I'm as sensitive as they come, and I can tolerate it. And it doesn't cause all the inflammation and all the pain that comes with the more powerful prescription retinoids. I've heard some practitioners recommend microneedling as part of collagen banking. I'm personally not a huge fan of microneedling. I'm 47 years old and I have still not used microneedling. It's something that I might use in my 50s maybe or 60s if I see wrinkles, but it's not something I recommend for people to use early on in life, and that's because there is huge potential for issues, especially with continued use, because the recommendation is when you start microneedling, you want to do it every 3 to 4 weeks, and that creates that collagen induction. But what they don't tell you is that that collagen induction can be uneven. There's also the potential of scarring because you're puncturing the skin as it's healing. It's creating that scar. So it might have not happened the first or second or third time that you did the microneedling treatment, but if it's something you're doing consistently, you are prone to getting those issues. And so you can get that collagen induction easily, inflammation-free and risk-free through everything we've covered so far, your diet, lifestyle, as well as topicals. Now it's time to look up at the product that started all this hype, Neutrogena Collagen Bank SPF Moisturizer Sunscreen. And so just reading some of the marketing off the Neutrogena.com page, dermatologist recommended, of course. So it says here that they have a patented micropeptide technology, twice smaller than the leading anti-aging peptides, to penetrate more than 10 surface layers deep. So this sounds like something that's going to be super powerful because it's going 10 layers deep. Remember, the skin is very, very, very thin. And so guess what penetrates even deeper than this? It's the protein you eat. So if you follow the advice that I talked about earlier, which is actually consuming your collagen and your protein, your minerals and your vitamin C, you're actually boosting your collagen reserves internally. You don't need to rely on a serum that claims to have this technology because there's really no way of knowing. I'm not saying it's not going to do it, but skincare is very, very limited on how it affects skin and how much it can do. Very limited. The other claim here is that it defends from the #1 collagen depleting aggressor, the sun. Well, this is because, of course, it has sunscreen in it. I'm personally not a fan of moisturizers with built-in sunscreen because that's diluted sunscreen. You want your moisturizer to actually go into the skin and the sunscreen to sit at the top. So you can't have both. So here they're saying the peptide is very thin, it's going to go all the way in, and then the sunscreen is going to protect you. I'm just not really convinced. Yes, these benefits might be delivered, but to what extent, I'm not really sure. I much rather rely on a really good diet to help replenish all that collagen all over the body. We want to think about that. Think about not just your face, think about your neck, chest, décolletage, scalp. Your entire body needs that collagen and that protein. And it's, again, always best separating your treatments from your sunscreen, because you want your sunscreen to be the very last step. It needs to be closest to the sun. You don't want your sunscreen absorbing into your skin. You want it sitting there to prevent, to give you that really solid protective layer from sun damage. This tradition in the Beauty Doctrine, we look beyond marketing promises and into the ingredient list itself. Okay, starting off with the active ingredients. And so those are the sunscreen ingredients. They are all chemical ingredients. Not a fan. I will not use these on my skin. They're too problematic, and some of them, have been found to have benzene, which is a known carcinogen. Also, anytime I see chemical filters, I think of how unstable they are, and then the requirement of having stabilizers and additional chemicals just to make these or to help them work. And they also work by absorbing into the skin. I don't like that idea. I like for my sunscreen to be on the surface, so I like a mineral, non-nano zinc sunscreen. Let's look at the inactive ingredients. So first ingredient is water, and then you have silica. So silica we talked about earlier. That's a good precursor to collagen induction. And then you have dimethicone. Dimethicone is a silicone. It actually comes from sand. It's what makes a certain product silky. So anytime I hear dimethicone, I think of really silky texture. It's used a lot in like foundations and primers to give you that silky finish, but it has no benefit to the skin. I personally don't like it. It's just I think of it as just a filler. It's just something there for cosmetic reasons and for the feel and the texture. It's not going to benefit my skin in any way. Much rather have good active ingredients, emollients, and moisturizers that are going to benefit my skin. Take it from point A to point B, rather just occupy space and give it that silky finish. Okay, and then you have beeswax, and then we get into alcohol, benzyl alcohol, which is a preservative. You have hydrolyzed collagen. And so hydrolyzed collagen, that's probably those molecules that they're talking about, the patented micropeptides, and then more amino acids and peptides, so that's all good. But then we get into more dimethicone, and then xanthan gum, and another dimethicone, and then disodium EDTA, which is a penetration enhancer, which is not good for us or for the environment, and then BHT. I don't like seeing BHT here. BHT is actually banned in Europe. This is right off Google. BHA and BHTs are banned in the European Union, but not in the US. There is a growing animal research showing that BHA and BHT may increase the risk of cancer. I really don't want to take that risk at all. I have no interest in taking that risk just so I can have a topical peptide on my skin. Again, hopefully you understood where peptides come from. They're really just building blocks of protein, so eat your protein. You don't need a product with all of these chemicals and the potential, there's no way for us to know if this is gonna cause cancer or not. I'm not saying it will. Wherever there's smoke, there's fire generally. Now we're very lucky to live in 2024, where there are a lot of really good options. There are cleaner options. There's heightened awareness around ingredients that are good for us. I can hear a lot of dermatologists pushing back, going, there are no studies around this showing 100% that causes cancer in humans. We don't want those studies anyways. If the studies have been done in animals and they've shown there's indication that could lead us to a problem, why even bother? It's not about being 100% right in these cases, but again, if there's the potential of an issue, why not just look the other way? Look for an option that seems safer while still giving us good results. And that's why I love functional beauty. It's about understanding the causes, the root causes of aging, and then addressing them from a functional perspective, from a holistic perspective, through your diet, lifestyle, and of course topicals that are safe. So if you've tried Collagen Bank, let me know what your results are. I personally don't plan on trying it because of these ingredients. Not a fan at all. I'd like to put that money elsewhere. Let me know what other content you're interested in seeing from this channel, and I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It helps a ton. Until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.